And I apologize, my first dog food video says keto on it, but it had white rice in it. I kind of in the video was like, this is kind of keto because I had been feeding them grain-free food. Food has a lot of sweet potatoes, peas, that kind of thing. And so to me, making the food using raw meat and eggs, even though rice was in the mix, I was going more keto. Well, this is an actual keto dog food because what happened was, that was about 6 months ago when I made that video, and the rice was sticky. It was like the hardest part to make because it was really hot and then you had to cool it down. She was still so starving from the grain-free food. So that's actually one of the reasons I started making dog food. The other reason was I had one dog that had cancer, and I realized that I had lots of corn products in my like upper end Purina food, and so I switched to grain-free food and the cancer fell off her back. But both she and my bigger dog were just like, it was like they were just really, really hungry. They're very picky about the food. They're leaving the kibble all over the floor. So I decided I'm just gonna try to make my own food, raw hamburger meat. And then if you wanna boil eggs quickly and efficiently, I'll put the link to my boiled egg video down below. You can make them in a pressure cooker. They're very easy to peel, and you can have 24 boiled eggs in like 10 minutes. If you're a vegetarian, you may not want to watch it because there is raw meat in this video. And like, subscribe, and see you in a minute. First thing I do is I'm going to process the eggs and the leftovers. So you can put the shells in there. It's good for your dog's bones and gives them calcium. I do a few shells. Sometimes I do more than others. The other thing I like to process is leftovers. So I have these little leftover like meat and cheesy thing, leftover cauliflower rice, and it just kind of smells cauliflower-ish. Cauliflower rice. I have this like old bag of cheese. It's actually, I think, soy cheese. It's like non-dairy, but there's only like a tablespoon left. So when I make the dog food, I clean out my refrigerator, and I clean it out in a good way. Like these crepes, they're made from egg whites. We love them. They're from Whole Foods, but they're starting to get a little dried out. If you don't have a food processor, you can use a blender and maybe add your oils in there. We're going to be using 2 oils from, this is a fish oil, it's called Super Omega, and then there's another oil. This is our liquid. So if it helps you process the food better and faster in your blender, just add your oils. And I'm going to put my, it's kind of a loose recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my bowl, and I'll take y'all with me. And so it's kind of chunky and eggy. I like it because the eggs and the, you know, depending on what you put in there, it has different texture, a little different flavor every time. I'm gonna put in my cup of herbs. And again, I'll link the herbs down below. Lico Chops. This one is the Tasty Fatty Acid Supplement. Okay, so that's the supplement right there. And there is fish oil from the same place where you're gonna get all your vitamins for your dog. I don't use, the first time I did it, I used a whole container of this, and I thought it was too fishy smelling, and I noticed the dogs weren't as excited about the food as normal. So what I did was I went ahead and the next batch made them eat the food, of course. You work, you know, so hard on it. But the next batch I cut back on the fish oil. Okay, so there's the raw meat, and now I've added about 6 pounds of raw meat and about 18 eggs, and then leftovers from the fridge, my Dynovite herbs, and 2 things of liquid. Now I'm gonna kind of mix it up. glad you got to watch. This is the frozen food. They love it. These are my balls after they've been frozen. Dog, you do little tiny balls. This food should last you a really long time. I have 3 dogs. I have Tucker, Teddy, which if it were just the 2 of them, those balls would last me at least like 2 or 3 months. He attacks her. She just got out of her closet. And Gracie is my big, really active Labradoodle. She likes to fetch and swim, and she's kind of crazy. And so between all of these dogs, sometimes they'll eat 4 or 5 of those balls a day. So because my job is kind of large when it comes to homemade food, I will add kibble sometimes to add a little crunch to the food and to just kind of to alleviate some of my dog food making, because I have 3 dogs. So what I do is the night before, I set this out on the counter, I let it thaw out, and then, or in the fridge, it's raw meat balls. Just put them in their bowl and add a little kibble if you want them to have a little crunch. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this dog food, this keto dog food video. I will not be making another keto dog food video ever, because I've only made 40 videos, and out of all 40 I've made 2 keto dog foods. But I apologize again. My first one wasn't super keto. It had white rice. This one has my leftovers. I feel like such a good steward now of our pantry and our life. And so I hope to see y'all later. Like, subscribe, and